3, 2, 1. Welcome to the Forex Trading Show. Forex trading live every weekday morning. Real trades, real profits, zero analysis. Set back, relax, and get ready to profit. And now, your host, Terry from FXWithTerry.com.
Good morning, fellow traders. I'm back. Not at my best. 6 days in bed. Haven't been sick like that in many, many years. Still sick. But let's get through this. Absolutely no free signals open at the moment. And you'll have to be patient with me because probably for me the best way to get through this is to have a lot of caffeine this morning. No free signal open right now from what I can see. However, we did have one close USD JPY. And yeah, looking good. Closed in profit. Opened and closed in profit in pretty much the same moment. If I can look at the time here, I'll tell you how quickly that happened. So let's see. If it opened... Oh, that is not true. That is not true at all. We held that for several days. Is that right? Let's see, 531 to 63. We held that for like 3 or 4 days. Okay, anyway, but no free signal open right now. That simply means that there's just not enough volatility and movement in the market. We'll probably see something open up here. If we sit here and watch it, it's not going to take very long. But pretty straightforward there. Now, there's a trade inside of the group that everyone is talking about, EURJPY. And I don't know what happened to you on your account. You can see I'm rubbing my eyes and I can barely see. Someone had said that they had a trade that closed at a loss. And although that's possible for you individually, the system did not. In fact, we'll take a look at it. There are so many glitches that can happen in the matrix in sending trades across the airwaves. But if you allow me a second here, we will pause. I'm going to go ahead and jump ahead to the full account. All trades, all closures. And we'll look at it here and then we can look at that trade. So here's all trades, all closures since market open yesterday. And $654.67 in closure, and everyone's talking about, and I don't know why, I've looked at some different accounts, and here's what's interesting. So I'm like, okay, you guys have maybe had an anomaly. I looked at the signal here. If I point it out, it is these two trades, Euro JPY. So it closed in a net profit, right? I looked at it, closed in a net profit. What starts getting crazy is, everybody's an individual. But I went and grabbed a random customer's account and just started kind of digging through the data. And I'm like, where'd that trade come from? Ooh, who's that? So it's like you guys are running the automated system and manually trading over top of it, right? And I'm like, I've seen many people say, well, what happened to this trade? And I go look, and I'm like, well, it looks like you manually closed it, right? So you do have to be careful what you're doing. If you're going to do manual stuff on your account, you're going to get errors. Humans make errors. My system doesn't make any errors. So the trade's profitable. So when you come across, and I've, someone said, well, there's several people that didn't get the trade. I'm looking at your accounts. I'm looking at different accounts going, I don't even recognize some of the trades on your account, of course, because how can I easily track that? It's all about the comment, right? If I hold on, pause 1 second, got to click one thing here. Yeah, it's not going to show here. Basically, I this is the actual account that I send these from, and the comment gets handled elsewhere. But every trade will have a comment. So if I look in your account, it says 10 pip hybrid, 10 pip hybrid, and then blank. The blank is you doing something, you adding a trade, so on and so forth. Which is fine. Trade your account how you want. But the more you manually mess with it, the more you're going to get anomalies, right? Um, I don't know, I don't know what else. It's unlikely that across the board everyone missed a trade in sequence of two here. It's possible, but pretty unlikely. So, there's so many different things. It's usually something simple. Like one time they were like, I didn't get a trade. And if you just scroll up and down, these trades are not in the sequence when they close. They're in the sequence when they were originally opened. So if a bunch of trades opened in between this Euro JPY and this Euro JPY, then it's not, on the close area, it's not going to be in sequence like a lot of these that you can see here. Anyway, nonetheless, unless you're having a major error with your account, which I don't really see any, it's just kind of funny. People come into the group, hey, something's going wrong, and it's typically not going wrong. It's just not really necessarily understanding the system. But I don't see any issues that one person brought up, and it's kind of like it's a virus, right? Wait, hold on, that trade didn't work out for me either. Wait, that trade didn't work out for me, when it probably did. But what I can deal with, guys, the best is you give me specifics. You show me a screenshot. You show me the comment on that trade. You show me the open and the closure. You show me the trading price. At that point, I can look and go, all right, here's what may have happened, or here's what is happening, or here's what you might have missed. So, nonetheless, this is actually us jumping ahead. I'm just looking at the entire closure for the day, the last 24 hours, roughly, since market opened yesterday. So again, $654.67 closed. If we look at just jump ahead for the week, it's $9,539.32 of closed trades. I did see an odd happening this morning. Maybe we'll go see if we can. In fact, we're gonna go look at that account now. So stand by, and I'll show you what I think. Gold had a huge gap, like all of a sudden for no reason, not that I could see. So let me pull up that account here, and we will take a look at it. Let's see. It is this one here. Yeah. And just massive. I'll pull this up and talk about it. Massive volatility on metals and indices. And when I say volatility, the setup is there. The AI enters the trade. It pushes a little bit and then goes all the way back, or nearly all the way back to stop loss, and then it will go like all the way to take profit. So if we're manipulating our stop loss any time during the trade to lock in some profits, the volatility is pushing back, taking out the stop loss, going to the take profit. I mean, that's pretty much happening every time. Now, one thing I did, and it's only been since last night, one thing I did was I set the system to set break even on the high profit trades on the metals and indices. I set it to set break even at 70% take profit, and you can still see some wild volatility. US 30 you can see backed out on us, and these aren't normal trades that you this is a high profit feed. This is a add-on bonus side concept to the feed, right? If I took these high profit trades out, the stability would just be like, because right now if you looked at it in a chart, you'd see up and down and up and down and up and down, right? You're having big wins and big losses, right, from metals and indices. And I'm getting to the point, just could be my current sick condition, getting to the point where it's annoying the shit out of me. and I feel like I may turn it off on some of my accounts. It's just my initial thought. It's just so volatile. It'll like, look at this, $851 loss, $1,205 win. Like, do I really need that amount of volatility in my life? You know what? I probably don't. If I was just trading the regular feed, um, you know, it is what it is. Um, so what's interesting here is if you look at this, and I have to dig into this deeper. So hold on one second. Let me look at what's open right now. In fact, I can see if you're looking at it. What we're looking at is the 10 pip hybrid and the high profit feed together. Okay, so stand by. I'm going to come back. You'll notice that the overall system showed the second. Let me erase this here. The overall system showed the second Euro JPY, which it did happen. This taking only the 10 pip hybrid feeds, which Euro JPY just happens to be in that right now. It only took one of the two trades. So I'll look into that. I mean, I'm only seeing that anomaly here. So it's definitely not the system itself. The system took both trades. But in this particular case, it looks like it did not take the second trade. One more pause. Let me look at something here. Yeah, because I can show you this. So if you look at, let me erase this. If you look at the comments, so you can see this is a 10 pip hybrid trade. Wish I could do a straight line, but I can't. 10 pip hybrid trade here. Because I know that's what the take profit was for those two together. That's an interesting that it's kind of popping up to me, looking at only the 10 pip hybrid. So that could be a 10 pip hybrid issue, in terms of like signal being sent out. Because what happens is I've got the main feed, the 10 pip automation, and then the hybrid, which is a subset of that. The hybrid simply pulls from those trades, copies them over and handles them. Doug says, same in my 10 pip hybrid accounts. Let me look at one more account of mine. Let me pause here, because I swore I looked at this earlier. Interesting. I'm not even seeing that trade. Yeah, I'm going to have to take a look at that, because I have another account. Let me think here. Let me look at one other account. Of course, I have so many accounts. Let me see if it traded. Looks like it's different across different accounts. Certainly could have been what we would consider a... Oh, that's not what I want up there. Hold on. Stand by. Let me go back to something that we were looking at. Let's go to this one. Okay. So, Doug said it did not take the second trade. It did on some accounts. It has to be some sort of social trader tools concept. The reason I say that is because any of my accounts that you see, I do not go through social trader tools. They are direct, they are the account. Could have been some sort of social trader tools anomaly. That's it. I mean, it's got to be it, because if you look at, I looked at some of my other accounts where I'm taking the 10 pip hybrid, and both, as you can see, this one, like, this is not through social trader tools. Both Euro JPY trades are right there in front of us, and that's what actually would have happened. So yeah, I'll look into it a little bit farther. But when you're copying across the interwebs, from server to server, so on and so forth, there could potentially be something. Now, also, if you go look at Euro JPY, which we can real quick, I don't know if there was let's see, EUR, JPY, here it is. And that reminds me, we can look at gold also. I don't know if there was any sort of gap or anything. I don't see anything. Let's zoom a little bit. I don't see a gap. However, stand by. Let's go look at gold because I saw a major gap. The gap may be filled by now. You can see it. It's not real easy to see. Let's turn it sideways and see if that helps. Yeah, so basically here's where we were. There was a gap from here. Let me move this line out of the way. There was a gap from here to here. So this area gapped. And there's been some wicks that have attempted to fill it. I know it's really hard to see. Let me see if I can zoom a little bit more. You can kind of see it. The price jumped from here to here. We've got a wick, and yeah, it looks like the wick filled it, but there was a major gold gap, and I don't know if I've seen that in the middle of trading like we are. This here, the 5 minute kind of, yeah, it's not filled in the 5 minute because like here's the wick, and then here's the lowest wick, and there's a gap between here and here that still needs to be filled. For it to jump up over the price like that is pretty odd. I have not seen it do that in just the middle of a day, in the middle of the morning. It is what it is. So as far as the high profit feed, personally, I just don't like it running my account up $1,000 and down $1,000 and up $1,000 and down $1,000. Overall, if you look at the high profit feed, it's net profit. But boy, are you taking some risk. And to unless you understand the current market, you get it up $1,000, take your profits out, turn it off for a while, right? Because the moment you're up 1,000, you're going to be down 1,000. Which is not, that's called break even, right? And if I look at the overall feed, it is overall net profit. But frankly, I don't like, I don't like that at all. Looks like the price is coming back down on gold to potentially fill this gap down here. I don't know. I don't like it. It just is not. There's just some weird, odd stuff going on in the market. I feel personally like I'm going to back out. Listen, I'm not talking you out of anything. It's a feed that we have going right now, right? Speaking of that, we need to look at the gold scalper, and I'll show you an anomaly that we've come up against, which I will fix today. I just feel like I'm gonna turn it off for a little while. Not off for you guys. I'm going to turn it off on my own accounts because I don't like the roller coaster. And in doing so, if I turn off the high profit feed on one of my accounts, I will probably bring up the lot size on, I'm trading the 10 pip hybrid. I'll probably bring up the lot size on the 10 pip hybrid. So just my emotional thoughts about the whole thing. I'm like, it is just, even seeing this gap here is just massively volatile. Like, what is happening? All right. So I'll pause here. I'm going to take you over to what I thought would be really good results on the gold scalper account. And it has pointed out an anomaly, and I'll just be transparent and share it with you. It's fixable. I know what it's doing, but let me show you what has happened. So overnight, here we are. It has taken $129.43 loss. It's my fault. The programming is wrong. What I did, as you guys can see, we were trading 0.01 lot sizes, and I went up 10x. So I'm trading 0.10 or $1 per pip. And it was really making some nice profits in the beginning of the night. 45, 27, 51, 30. And then it took this loss, and I'm like, wait, why is it taking a loss over two trades, right? Well, into the programming logic, I told it to get out of these trades at a certain X percentage based off of the zero point zero 0.01 lot size. So now it's getting out a hell of a lot earlier, and basically the numbers we're seeing are wrong. So, excuse me, there's my first cough. So, what I'm going to do when we get off the call here is I will go fix that. Basically, it's equity protection, and I will set the equity protection percent appropriate for the lot size. I didn't do that. So this was looking really good, and I believe it will turn out to be really, really good. However, that could be an issue. Let me give you an example why that could be an issue. Copying that out to everyone else's account. So the algorithm is sensing that there's $10,000 in this account, right? Typically, when I create an algorithm and send it out to you or send it out to someone else, I put it on a 100K account and I let it run at a 0.01 lot size, and then the bid is handled on your end. You increase it, from there. You increase it, you set it based off of, or keep it the same, based off of your account size and your leverage. This algorithm has to look at the balance of the current account. So it can't look at the balance of my account and then the balance of your account and the balance of someone else's account and calculate it accordingly. It has to calculate it based off of the balance of itself. So that could be an issue. I'm going to look at that. Maybe get rid of the equity issue, although I kind of like that. We'll see. But just wanted to share that with you, be transparent. In terms of, we basically looked, here it is Monday, right? In terms of what we've closed since market open yesterday, looks really good. That Euro JPY anomaly, I'll look into it. A lot of that stuff is like, it's kind of like shows in one account, doesn't show in another account. I honestly believe because it shows in my main account, because I'm not going through Social Trader Tools, I feel like it could be a STT issue. That's just part of copying trades. How else would you do it? You'd go back to the old way of doing it, where everybody has their own VPS for $60 a month, right? And custom software and all that stuff. That's a nightmare. Your average person doesn't have the mental capacity to kind of maintain a VPS or the fortitude or the desire, because it takes some technical know-how to keep a VPS going, and not the greatest idea anyway. So that's the first trade anomaly I've ever seen through Social Trader Tools, in terms of it just across the board not taking a trade that it should have. But you can see from looking at my results, and I did show you this, so let's just pull it up while I'm ending here. It's this account and right here, so you can see that there were two trades and it was profitable. So if something didn't get sent out in the system, I'll look. But what's interesting, that trade is from last week, so I'll have to go back that far. If we look at the calendar, 31st, that was last Friday. Last Friday, if we go back, one more pause. Let me erase this. One more pause. I don't want to waste your time analyzing this, but yeah, I'll dig into it a little bit farther. So that's it. I'm back. I'm feeling about 70% better. 6 days in bed is the most depressing thing. So I can see what happens to people that end up that way. Not a good idea. Stay healthy. This one caught me out of the blue. Here I am in southern Michigan, and the humidity is, what is it right now? 80%. Killing me. absolutely killing me. So, I believe that's everything I wanted to go over with you. We could speculate on more stuff, but let's stick right there. I will see you tomorrow morning, Tuesday, June 4th, and we'll see what's going to happen with these high profit feeds, these high profit trades. But frankly, right now, I just feel like I'm going to turn them off on my account. I just don't like the volatility. So that's it. I will see you in the next live session and inside of the group FX with Terry.com. Come on over and get into the free group and start asking some questions, sharing some results, and I will see you there. Take care.
Thank you for joining us on the Forex Trading Daily Live Show. Get access to all of the free trades with full auto trading at fxwithterry.com. Be sure to subscribe and get notified of the daily live stream. And get ready for your next profitable Forex trade.